my name is Melissa. I'm a full-time freelance makeup artist. I used to work for Inglot for 8 years in their Blanchardstown store and as a regional trainer who looked after stores here in the south, up the north and also in the UK. And Inglot got in touch with me about their Inglot Educates series, which I'm so excited about, and I'm here with episode 2. I'm going to cover a bridal, glam, soft, glowy skin look, and this is it here. If you keep watching, I will show you my favourite products, including some of the concealers, the foundations and the Freedom System, and I'll share all my tips and tricks. With the Inglot Educate series, there's a huge prize to be won every single week, so if you keep watching the IGTV video, you'll find out how to win this. Also an exclusive offer, and I will share that on my store.
Let's get started. After my skincare, I used the Inglot HD Peach Primer to prime my skin prior to the application of the All Covered Foundation. This foundation is dewy, long wear foundation. It's high coverage, so a little goes a long way. It's also buildable, water resistant, and it also gives a plump look to the skin. I love using my 38SS brush to buff this in. I like to work in light layers with this foundation. It means that you'll get nice coverage and you can build up in the areas where you need to. I use this technique when working on myself and on others. It just means that you can control the level of coverage, and by using a fluffy brush like I'm using here, it really works the product into the skin. This is the All Covered Concealer. They're high coverage, non-drying, water resistant, a smooth finish, and a little goes a long way. These are some of the colours that I'll be using today. Inglot's Under Eye Concealer contains vitamin E. It hydrates and plumps the skin. It leaves a smooth, hydrated look, and it helps to cover dark circles. It's a liquid concealer, so it's very easy to blend. I'm using the Inglot All Covered Concealer. This is my favourite. It provides a really high coverage and covers my dark circles. A little goes a long way with this concealer, but to cover my dark circles, I've placed the concealer right on the deepest part of my dark circle, and then on my tear duct and on the outer corner of my eye. By doing it on the outer corner of the eye, you can see there that it gets a really lifted look, and that's what I want. And then I'm blending with my 6SS brush between all those placements. Use the concealer then to cover any darker areas around the nose or around the mouth that you may have. Next, I'm taking the 108 in the All Covered Concealer to do a bit of contouring and sculpting the skin. I've placed it right underneath my cheekbones and I'm buffing it in with my 6SS brush. I've also brought it up onto my forehead, into my temples, around my nose, on my jawline and onto my chin to really sculpt the face. As you can see, it really doesn't need much help to blend. It blends super easy with this 6SS. When contouring, I like to place my brush right at the back near my ear and bringing it forward, hugging the cheekbone all the way and stopping before I get to the pupil of my eye. This really helps to lift the cheekbone by creating an illusion of a shadow underneath there. I'm taking my foundation brush then, just with whatever is left on it, and buffing in the contour to make sure that there's no harsh lines. As you can see, I'm blending above and below where I placed the contour. I don't want to actually move the product that we placed. Next, I'm just taking my All Covered Concealer again, and I'm using a small little brush to place it on my nose, just down the bridge of my nose and on the tip of my nose to try and lift the tip and make the bridge narrower. Using that same brush, I'm taking the darker 108 concealer and I'm putting it into the socket of my eye, and this is going to help to create a little bit of depth on my eye before we put any shadow there. Here we have the new smoothing under eye powders. They give an airbrush finish. It works to brighten and smooth the skin. It's a silky matte finish. It has 3 shades, ivory, shell and almond. It's suitable for all skin types and it's designed for the delicate skin around the eyes, but it's perfect to mattify the skin all over your face. Here I'm taking my 6SS again and I'm tapping off the excess product and then tapping the product into my skin to set the concealer and really smooth that under eye. This was the first time that I got to use this product and I really liked it. I thought it really gave a smoothing effect to my under eye and a brightening effect. I really liked the effect of the powder on the skin, so I took my 15 BJF and the shade Almond and just pressed it into the skin and blended everything together. Next up, I'm going to finish my skin by using my Flexi palette, which is part of the Freedom System range. You can put your own contour, blush, highlight powder, lipsticks, etc. into it, so you pick and choose whatever colours or shades that you like. So I'm just taking a bit of 507 contour shade here on my 15 BJF and just running it underneath my cheekbone, exactly where I place my all covered cream concealer. This is going to just set the concealer and also add just a slight bit more depth. Just like where we placed the all covered concealer around the jawline and chin, I'm going to go over that again with this powder and just getting my double chin there as well. I've brought it from my temples and up and around my forehead as well. I'm taking brush number 202 and blush number 11, popping it onto the apples of my cheek and blending backwards towards my contour. This is a really fresh blush shade. It's pink, but it has a little bit of an iridescence to it as well, so it gives a nice youthful look on the skin. And I'm just dusting the blush across the bridge of my nose as well. I'm also going to take a 15 BJF powder brush and use a bit of the Freedom powder here I have and tap it over the blush. I use this technique all the time. It just helps to push the product back in towards the skin and not make the blush look like it's sitting on top of foundation. Using the new smoothing under eye powders on a 6SS brush, I'm just working it into the skin underneath the contour and blush, just to kind of give it a little bit more of a clean look. Using two of my favourite eye brushes, a 46SS and a 48SS, I'm going to take that 507 sculpting powder and just work it into the outer corner of my eye, into my crease, exactly where I placed the all covered concealer. Using a clean brush, I'm going to just take 501 sculpting powder, which is a banana coloured powder, and it's going to brighten up my eyelid. Off camera, I just use a shade from the Oriental Lily palette. It's the dark brown shade on an angled brush, a 31T, and just pressed it into my lash line and gave myself a little wing. I then took some under eye concealer on a 22T brush and cleaned up underneath that wing, so it gives me a bright lift under that wing. Then on my 6SS brush, I'm just finishing off my skin by highlighting, so on the high points of my face. Finally, using the makeup fixer to set and refresh my skin.
Hope you enjoyed all my tips and tricks in the video on creating the perfect sculpted dewy base for bridal or any occasion makeup, using the Inglot concealers, foundations and Freedom System. Episode 3 will come next week, so tune in for it. If you keep watching on my stories, I will share the exclusive offer